Thank you very much. Peace and love and blessings to the whole family. Yes, my name is Kwesi Bako. Yes, and I'm originally from Ghana. Yes, just to explain, my name has a meaning, as does every name, I believe. My name Kwesi means a male child born on a Sunday. So among the Akan people of Ghana, every male child born on a Sunday is a Kwesi. Every day has its own name. Later on I can explain if you're interested, I'll explain them to you. But mine is Kwesi, means I'm a male child born on a Sunday. My name Bako also means one. It also means unity. It also means togetherness. So I'm really happy to be here, being as I'm in the midst of such wonderful people. I'm really happy to be here. I'm going to say a few things about Ghana, and then I'll say something about us as people, African people scattered around the world. We all know how we got scattered around the world. First of all, Ghana is a beautiful, wonderful country. It just so happens that a lot of the children that were stolen from the continent passed through Ghana. If you go to Ghana, for instance, there's so many slave castles and forts and so on. It's not something to be proud of. It's something to be ashamed of. It's something to be regretful of. But it's not something to blame ourselves for, which is something that we tend to do a lot. And in a minute, I will say a thing or two about that. But Ghana is wonderful. Ghana is offering dual citizenship to the children who want to repatriate. I personally know some chiefs in Ghana who are giving land to people who are ready to come back home because we are from Africa. That's where we all originated from. I want to share an experience that I had with some brothers and sisters who were trying to push a certain idea that continental Africans sold the diasporian Africans into slavery. Brothers and sisters, that is falsehood. That's palpable falsehood. But this thing has been pushed so much that it's causing so much disunity between us as a people. I'll just give a simple example. If we, as we sit here now, if, say, cops or whoever come around and take some of us away, and some of us are able to scamper over the wall and run away, or talk our way through it, it does not necessarily mean that we are responsible for those who were taken away. My forefathers were busy fighting, running away, struggling. Please, if you have Google, which I believe everybody has access to, Google Salaga Wall. Actually, in Ghana, some chiefs in the northern part built a wall called the Salaga Wall. This is how they built it too. It was built by communal labor. Whoever refused to be part of that was severely punished. As a matter of fact, I hear that they were put in the foundation of the wall and the wall was built over them if they refused to help build the wall to protect the whole community. The Salaga Wall was intended to be a barrier between the people and the raiders. So anytime an alarm was sounded, everybody ran for the Salaga Wall. So today, I, as a descendant of the people who built the Salaga Wall, if I have to take the blame for those who were on the coast busy trading with the slavers, I don't think it's fair. Secondly, it is something that is the number one reason why we are not uniting as a people, because we still have categories among ourselves. You don't know how many times I come across people who say, no, I'm not African. No, I'm not from Africa. I've heard people say the word African American should even be scrapped. We are Americans, end of story. No. If you take a monkey from Congo and take it to Birmingham, it is still a monkey. If you take a banana from the supermarket and bring it to your home, it is still a banana. We are still Africans. No matter what we tag ourselves, we are Africans. And the land is there for us. Marcus Garvey said, Africa awaits its creators. And we are the creators. There is a reason why I won't say we, because I actually did not come here. I came here just recently. But for those of us who were forcibly taken, there was a reason. And I feel like it's time for us to retrace our steps back home and help build that glorious continent called Africa, because that is our home. As we sit here now, other nations are profiting off of Africa. Our resources are being raped by people whose knowledge we probably have better knowledge than them. But we let it go and let anybody come to Africa and just take the resources. While we sit here, and what kind of recognition do we have in this land? If we did have recognition, why are we on the street saying Black Lives Matter? Why? It's because we are fighting something. We don't feel like we are where we should be. So is it better for you? I'm not saying we should definitely go back. I mean, the earth is wide and broad, and I feel like anybody should live wherever they want to live. But let's own Africa. We can live in America, but let's own Africa. Yeah. Let's put our resources together. Let's open schools. Let's open hospitals, factories, things that will connect us back to the motherland. And most of all, let's stop blaming ourselves. Honestly, if we are really, really interested in finding out who sold the children, I know some of the people who sold the children. I do. Their descendants are now politicians and stuff like that. They are still over there. If the Cape Coast Castle, for instance, my dad comes from Elmina, which has one of the biggest and oldest slave castles. He tells me there were houses around the castle. Why did the slavers go in the hinterland to look for slaves when there were slaves? I mean, when there were people living right next door to them. These were the collaborators. If you know them, call them out. But if you're going to say, oh, all the continental Africans are our enemies or whatever because they sold us out and we are there trying to defend our position, that's going to take us the next 400 years. Okay. And we will never come to any agreement. How about just coming together as a people? Let's not dwell too much on the past. Of course, we cannot forget slavery. We cannot. We will not. We will never forget what they did to us. But we have to move forward. We do have to move forward. Otherwise, we spend the rest of the time fighting and creating more divisions. Now we have all kinds of divisions among us. And the other thing I want to say is, sometimes you have people arguing about religion. It's unnecessary. I feel like religion should be a personal matter. In Africa, in my village, there are 77 gods. And every household has its own god. There was never a thing like, I'm going to force my God on you. There's never anything like that. In fact, there was, I'm keeping my God, and if you have your God and you want to pitch it against me and I bring mine. There was never anything like me forcing you to follow what I believe in. Religion is something that I feel like it should be personal. Let's all practice whatever religion we want to practice, but let's come together as a people. Because Africa, after all these years of them raping the land constantly, still has a lot of resources. Still has a lot of resources. Ghana was called the Gold Coast because the slavers saw gold on the coast. Guess what? 10 years ago, we found gold in the northernmost part of Ghana. The whole land is gold. Guess what? There's a phenomenon right now that the government is trying to fight in Ghana where people are mining their backyards for gold. People's houses are sitting on gold. The government is trying to stop people digging their backyards to find gold because they're sitting on gold. But this gold is not ours. Ghana has 10% of the gold that is derived from all the mines. That's shameful. What about pooling our resources together? and going to own this. Let's live here. Let's live in Australia. Let's live in America. Let's live in wherever we are. But let's own the continent of Africa. It is ours. And when I say ours, I mean every African, home and abroad, just like Marcus Garvey said. So with these few words, I would like to thank you very much for your welcome. I feel so much at home, and I want to be here much more. Every time. I want to be here. Thank you very much.
Kwesi. Thanks again to Kwesi. See, we need information coming to us from sources like this besides what the media perpetrates on us. You know, they give us a different story about what's taking place in the continent, but sometimes we need someone to come over, give us the real lowdown on what's taking place. I want to bring to your attention also two more of the vendors who are here, and their works are around the corner to the right side here, and that's Donna Elena Hatcher, who has Second Chance Cans, and also there is Tanya V, who has her affordable bags there also. Please go and participate in buying something from our vendors. But I want to bring up here now. This is both my brother, my Lignac Project partner, and a great humanitarian. He's been in the movement for countless years. I mean, this is like over 4 generations he's devoted to giving to the world. He was practicing Lignac long before we formed this organization. A great poet, a great humanitarian, my brother, Leding Kaliba. Leding Kaliba. Let's have a round of applause.